It's been a few days, yes. I apologize for the wait. I've been trying to post almost every day, if not every other 2 days, but it's been 4 days. That is my bad. I will not let that happen again. And quick rundown on what really happened is I started selling on Depop, and we're going to get into that video with this topic actually. I started selling on Depop again, which is something I've been doing for years now. I started selling when I was a kid in high school, and then eventually as I grew older, more responsibilities, and along with those responsibilities, I got lazier and kind of lost myself, which I stopped selling on Depop. Now with this new lifestyle and with this new change I've been doing, I've really been doing what I love again. Also, this video is not sponsored. Celsius orange sparkling flavor. So good, and it's really healthy for you. Shout out Celsius. Please, if y'all need a sponsor, spread positivity, self-love, self-development. Celsius DMs are open on Instagram. Email me, please. What I want to talk about is just because you messed up the first time doesn't mean it's ruined. You can self-victimize it and say, man, nothing ever goes my way. Man, I do this wrong. The list is endless of complaining and putting the blame on yourself and why things aren't going your way. Like I did. I became very lazy. I was prioritizing many other things that weren't important in my life than doing what I loved, such as I was putting my 100% in other people, but not myself. I gave myself 0%. With that being said, I stopped doing what I loved. I stopped going outdoors. I stopped reselling. I stopped thrifting. I stopped buying clothes that I liked for myself. I kind of was just putting on what I had at home, which was enough to look okay, but it wasn't my style. And I pretty much fell out of love with myself, and I kind of forgot who I was to begin with. That itself is really scary. It's really sad, and I was oblivious to the fact that I stopped doing what I love. For example, my Depop. I tried posting things, and I wasn't prepared. I really wasn't mentally ready to sell online because I wasn't up par with myself. I wasn't up par with my responsibilities. I was very lazy, like I said, and I was always behind on things, so of course when I would sell online, I would be behind on my sales. I had spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of dollars on stuff I would buy to sell, and it would just pile up in my room. Like I'm talking like 4 or 5 piles of like 50 clothes. Crazy. And I pretty much was putting money in, but not selling anything because I was too lazy. I pretty much was just wasting hundreds of dollars, and all the clothes were just sitting in my room or in my garage. I was like, man, like, you know what? This isn't going to work. And this has always been something that I've really been wanting to do. Like I said, I've been selling since I was a sophomore in high school. It is something I've always wanted to do because my mom did it, my dad did it, and I saw it was a pretty lucrative business if you're really consistent with it and you put a lot of time and effort. So I'm like, okay, if they can do it, I can do it. And like I said, I had a lot of vices. I would prioritize gaming, smoking, or other things in my life than my business. So the universe saw that I wasn't ready. I made the decision to finally be like, okay, these clothes aren't going to go anywhere. I'm not making any sales. Well, I'm making a lot of sales, but I'm being so lazy to the point, like I'm making money. People are buying lots of product from me, but I'd rather be playing my video game, or I'd rather be smoking or going out partying than actually making that money. But it came to a point where I said, you know what, I'm just going to give this away. Luckily, to my awesome cousin, I gave him all the clothes. I'm like, hey, I'm not ready right now, but I see you working, I see you grinding. This is something I feel like you're going to be really interested in. I hit him up on the phone. I'm like, yo, you want to come pick up some clothes? And he hit the jackpot. I had a bunch of clothes from like football jerseys, 2000s, 90s, and some retro stuff. But it was just a mixture of clothes. I'm like, there you go, man. And it made me happy to know that the clothes were going to go to a good place. I knew he was going to make money off of it, and I didn't charge him a dime. I kind of just accepted, you know what? There you go. That's kind of like a cool family discount for him. And I'm really happy. I think he's sold almost all of it already, and I was really sad. I was really like, damn, years and years of collecting those clothes and all that hard work and time and effort that I put into getting those really just gone. I'm like, that it's over. Like, I'm not going to do this no more. Like, I gave it a shot. It was a fun run. For the couple months I did take it seriously, but it looks like this is the end of the road, onto new and better things. But in the back of my head, I've always wanted to do this. And not too later, after giving away those clothes, I built discipline. I started loving myself again, and I'm on this new path in life. I've found myself. I love myself. The list is endless of how great things have been in my life for the last two and a half months. So I said, you know what? screw it. I'm going to try this again. And if it doesn't work out, it's fate. It was fun while it lasted. I think I'm done. So I got a few of the clothes in my closet that were thrifted that I personally had. And I went to the thrift store. I started thrifting again. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this one more shot. And I had that fear of, damn, like I really hope this doesn't end up how it did last time. I'm going to hold myself accountable. Since I've been holding myself accountable for the last few months, I think this is going to work out. And it did. I thrifted. I found a bunch of stuff, good deals, and I've made a lot of good deals. I've made a lot of good sales. Honestly, this has been the best month of selling that I've ever had in my whole career of selling online. Although it didn't work the first time and I felt like giving up, I did give up on selling. I took that break to find myself, to build that discipline and really understand in order for things to work around me, I have to make sure I'm in a good mental headspace. And this isn't just applied to selling online. This applies to anything. If you've messed up online wanting to be a streamer, a content creator, going to school, you're not content with yourself and you're not fully in love with yourself and confident in what you are doing, it's not going to work out. Or maybe it is, but it'll be the most hardest journey, the most miserablest journey you might go through. In order for your classes to work out, in order for streaming to work out, in order for selling, in order for anything that you are doing to work out, you need to be happy with what you are doing. You need to have discipline. You need to hold yourself accountable. Because if you don't love what you do, it's literally not going to work out. It's not going to work out in the long run, I should say. That's pretty much like the meat of this video that I wanted to talk about is, although something doesn't work the first time in your life, it doesn't hurt to try again. I was nervous to try again. I was scared to try again, but I did it and it worked out 10 times better than I would have ever expected it to. Life is about messing up. Life is about failing. That is how we are going to grow. If I never would have failed, if I would have never gone through what I've gone through these past few years of my life, I wouldn't have understood this whole lesson. I wouldn't have understood any of this, and I would have never made this video to share with you guys, hey, this is what happened. So we need to go through ups and downs in our life in order to move on to the next step. I believe in you guys, and I really love you guys. Anything you put your mind into will come true. Don't listen to what anybody else thinks of what you are doing or of you. They may have a path that they want you to go down. They may have a path that they want you to do. But if that's just not something you're interested in, do what you want to do, but con ganas. Or, as other people say, do it with all your heart. Your words are very powerful. If you're already saying, oh, it's not going to work out, it didn't work out the first time, then it's not going to work out. You have to be very careful with what you say. Your words, your mouth is very powerful. Pause. Be careful what you throw out in the universe. Be very confident. Be very positive with the things you say and you throw out there. But if you say, I'm going to do this and it's going to work. I'm going to do this and it's going to be the best thing ever. I don't know how it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. I already see it. Envision it. Write it down 10 times. Do what you got to do. I love you guys. I'm sorry that it's been a couple days or a few days actually since I've posted a video, but I'm going to start pumping them out again. I have a schedule on when I should film. I'm going to try to be posting every day, if not every 2 days, but I will keep you guys updated on my Instagram when the next video will be uploaded. I tend to post there a lot more frequent, kind of a little bit behind the scenes of my life. If you guys are interested in that, follow me on Instagram. It's going to be linked down in the description. And thank you guys for watching if you've made it this far. Have a good day. If you guys are here in Southern California or if you guys are across the world, take care of yourself. Love life and love yourself. I'll see you guys. Take it easy.